The company secretary plays a central role in the planning of an annual general meeting. In preparing for an annual general meeting, the company secretary takes into account logistical and regulatory measures in order to play their part in convening a successful AGM. Hi, my name is Jimmy Waravechi, and you're welcome to Corporate Governance Africa, where we seek to promote good governance through film. In this video, we consider the role of the company secretary in the logistical aspects of the AGM, like the budgeting, the preparing for the venue, or preparing for cybersecurity where there is a hybrid meeting. And we also consider the regulatory requirements that they prepare for example, the notice of the annual general meeting, as well as the appointment of a proxy. We shall explore the role of the company secretary in the preparation of the annual general meeting of Stanbic Uganda Holdings Limited for the year 2023. And that meeting was held on the 2nd of June 2023. The Stanbic AGM for 2023 was special in that for the first time in 3 years, there would be physical attendance of shareholders. It was planned that there would be a hybrid meeting. And so here, shareholders would be invited for a physical meeting, and provision would also be made for online attendance. We look at the behind-the-scenes activities of the company secretary's team in organizing for the meeting. Here is a brief overview of Stanbic Uganda Holdings Limited. Stanbic Uganda Holdings headquarters are in Uganda in East Africa, and Uganda is known as the Pearl of Africa. Stanbic Uganda Holdings is part of the Standard Bank Group, which is Africa's largest bank, measured by footprint and assets. Stanbic Uganda Holdings Limited is a holding company of 5 subsidiaries. Stanbic Bank has approximately 20,000 shareholders, and it is these shareholders who are invited to attend the AGM. The AGM is a meeting at which the directors of a company give an account to the owners or the shareholders of a business about how the company has performed under their stewardship. Now, the company secretary is a highly ranked professional who is trained to uphold the highest standards of corporate governance, effective operations, compliance, and administration. The company secretary's role in planning for the AGM springs from this function. The roles of the company secretary and the head of legal in Stanbic Uganda Holdings Limited are separated. So in this discussion, we shall see some members of the company secretarial team, which is comprised of 5 members, led by the company secretary, Rita Kabatunzi, who has this to say about logistics.
So the 3 key pieces that we focus on as a team is, has the board consented to issues like the venue that you're going to use, the date, the actual date, are we aligned on the dates, the conduct of the meeting itself, and from that process then, you then move to, is management ready? Is this enough time for management to get ready? Now with management, everything we propose to the board, we first liaise with management. Is this date going to work? Do we have our key players actually available on that particular date? The proposals that we are making around how we want to conduct the AGM, what are the costs for that? Is that going to cover us for all the key things that we need to ensure that we do? Now that we have a hybrid and we have digital platform providers, you have to check before you propose things to the board. Is that a date that will work for you, key service providers? So actually, a very big part of that would be the things that later become your logistical issues.
The logistics involve the budgeting and the venue. Concerning the budgeting, convening the AGM requires resources, so the budgeting process must begin early.
Okay, so we started preparing for this meeting last year. That's when our budgeting process takes place. So towards the end of the year, because we follow the calendar year, teams sit down and then come up with the budget, which is then approved. So, for example, for this year, we've been having virtual meetings for the past 2 years. So, in preparing for this year, we had to sit down and have a conversation with the finance team and the team that was doing the budgeting to tell them we haven't had an AGM that was physically complete, and we want to prepare and ensure that we have all the logistical support as we plan for the AGM in 2023. And now we have, we know that we're going to do a hybrid meeting. So what does that mean? We had to start planning around the venue still that's something we had to secure early, because for the number of shareholders that we want to host, we have to ensure that we're getting a venue which is in a good location, has the right amenities, because we usually have a few board meetings on the day of the AGM or even prior. So something that is accommodative for not only the shareholders but also for the directors and management. So thinking about the number of shareholders we're going to host, and when we have our shareholders, we usually also give them gifts or tokens to show, to increase brand warmth and also enhance their loyalty to the company. So it's really key to budget and budget early.
As Mercy said, they had budgeted early to procure important services for the AGM. For example, she had to budget for a venue that was in a good location and had the right amenities. She also mentioned that it had to be a venue that could accommodate the shareholders as well as other stakeholders who would be invited to the meeting. Still concerning the matter of the venue, the AGM was a hybrid meeting, and so the preparation would include an online element which would bring into question the issue of cybersecurity. How would the team handle the problem on the issue of cybersecurity?
When we began the journey of trying to hold our AGMs virtually, that was a very big concern that we had to address, or to even convince the board and management that we had to have these annual general meetings virtually. And one of the key things was looking for a service provider who is ISO certified. And that has been a very key element in ensuring that one, they are certified, but they are able to maintain that certification for every year that we have the annual general meetings. Another big one with the platform is that it is cloud-based. So the service provider uses the Microsoft Azure, and therefore they are required to actually ensure that they are following all the standards that have been set by Microsoft. On the other end, or on the shareholder side, to ensure that we are securing access to the platform, every shareholder is required to have login details. And these login details may be the shareholder's member number, SSD number, and also there's the option of actually the shareholder being able to input a password that you can then use to access this platform. But this platform is not only web-based. There's also the option of the USSD, where a shareholder is then able to not only register, but also be able to participate. And the participation will mean being able to ask questions, as well as being able to vote for the AGM. But to still access, even using the USSD, we still ensure that all the security measures that I've mentioned are still being adhered to.
The company secretarial team also had to consider some mandatory regulatory requirements.
A big one is certainly making sure that we have taken care of all the statutory requirements. That's your notice, has it been sent in time? A key piece of that is obviously always the annual report, because shareholders look at that to actually make sure that we've accounted, and then has the notice gone out. For Stanbic as a listed entity, we obviously have to check with the regulator that the regulator is happy with whatever it is what we are proposing, and agrees to the notice in order for us to proceed.
The notice of the meeting is a document that is published in either the print media or digital media in order to inform the shareholders of the date, time, and venue of the meeting, amongst others.
So the notice has very pertinent information for the shareholders. So we have the date of the meeting, it has the venue of the meeting, then it has the agenda of the meeting, and then further along we will have notes, and within these notes there's pertinent information for shareholders to facilitate the attendance, voting, maybe questions, and just information around dividends to ensure that shareholders are able to get the support they need to register, to participate and attend the AGM.
From what Mercy says, the notice facilitates the attendance of the meeting by providing important information to encourage shareholder participation at the meeting. Very importantly, this year the notice was sent out on the 11th of May 2023, and it was sent out to different media outlets.
We published, this year we published the new vision. So mainly we publish it on Twitter, LinkedIn, and I think Facebook. And on the website, we usually upload our notice onto the website. This year we also have it on the website of the East African.
The notice informed the shareholders that there would be an option of attending the meeting online, or they had the option of attending the meeting physically or in person.
Maybe to just start that, we did issue out our notice yesterday. In that notice, it was inviting our shareholders to both a hybrid and physical meeting, so it will give the shareholders both options. And really the purpose of this is, one, to recognize that some of our shareholders are not in Uganda. If you to look at our register, half of our shareholders are in country and the other half are actually in Kenya. So pre-COVID, we had shareholders who would actually travel all the way from Kenya to just simply attend the annual general meeting. But now with the new platform that we have, our shareholders will have the options of actually choosing to either come in physically or attend the AGM online. And even though a shareholder today was to register for online, and on the day of the AGM, he woke up and felt like he wants to come and attend physically, we will still be able to give him the option of actually walking in, and we'll just simply have his registration details updated to allow him to attend the AGM physically.
However, the shareholders could choose to appoint someone to attend the meeting on their behalf. This leads us to the next regulatory requirement, namely the appointment of a proxy.
So usually when we issue out the notice, we always have that accompanied by the proxy form. Yeah, and what this proxy form does, it gives the shareholder who has the right to attend the AGM to actually appoint someone else to attend on their behalf.
Provision is also made for institutional investors to appoint proxies. So
the standard procedure is that for an institutional shareholder, we would require that their authorized representative, who may be a director or the company secretary, appoint someone on behalf of the company to then be able to attend that annual general meeting.
Proxy forms should be returned to the company well within the time before the meeting.
A key requirement with that proxy form is that we would require that it's not only signed by the authorized representative, but it is also stamped or sealed and then submitted either to the company secretary's office, which is here at Amakosa Towers, or delivered to our share registrar. And shareholders are given until 48 hours to the meeting to be able to have this proxy form submitted.
In conclusion, planning for an annual general meeting requires good organizational skills and a keen grasp of the legal and compliance requirements of the business. It also requires due attention to the interests of the shareholders or owners of the business so that they are given priority. The ultimate objective is for a meeting where the shareholders or owners can freely interact with the company's board and management. The reason is that directors are ultimately accountable to the shareholders or owners of the business.